All right, welcome newbies to a Chapter 1 recap. Now that we have decent quality audio down here, I'm much more comfortable dinking around with the equipment and making some of these videos. And so, in order to get used to that process, I figured I would start with a recap of the story so far. So, Chapter 1 was done before we decided we were going to start streaming, and it was just kind of a short chapter or a short campaign to see how everybody liked playing D&D, see if everybody was enjoying it, and if they were, just to kind of get used to the mechanics and find how we were going to figure out our interactions between the DM and the characters, and the players found their voice, and just a little bit of practice and exposure to the game, right? And so I didn't plan on this campaign necessarily going further, but it's evolved into everybody's having a good time. Most of us, anyway. There's a couple of characters that life got in the way, and so they weren't able to continue. But everybody's enjoying it, and so I melded it into 3 chapters. And right now, our current story, where we just finished session 30, we are in the middle of my chapter 2. And so this is going to bring the story kind of up to speed a little bit, as best I can. I have limited notes that I'm gonna read through, and that's how I'm gonna present it. I'm just gonna read through my notes, which is my description of the session, and then how it played out. At least that's the way it is, how it started. Where it goes from there, I have no idea, because my brain is all over the place. And so, so anyway, welcome to the continent of Eloria. This is my homebrew world. We're not part of the larger D&D canon world, at least not that I'm aware of, and we're just kind of using the rules, and even that is more or less pretty loose, because, like I said, we're new. I don't know that I'm the best DM. I'm the one that wanted to start it, and I'm the one that wanted to do it. And so I can't say that I'm a good DM, but I'm not overly restrictive, but I'm also pretty loose. And so, but I want everybody to have fun. So anyway, we are starting on the continent of Eloria, and it is, if the world was split I mean, if you were looking at a flat map of the world, there would be 2 primary continents with kind of an archipelago between them, and this would be the right side of the map. This would be the right continent. And so we are on the continent of Eloria. We start in a town, or in a city, a major city called Kingston's Bluff. It's located in the center, the Eastcoast center of the continent. It has its primary trade is seafaring trade, and then river and lake trade to the interior of the continent, because there is a huge, nearly continent spanning forest known as the Deeps that has emerged on this continent. It is, well, I get into it in the description. And so we've got the Deeps, and our story is about a trade road wanting to be built. There are those, the people in the upper echelons of the economy, or the economics, the hierarchy, the top tier of the hierarchy of Kingston's Bluff is pushing for this trade road to be built. So the elite and the powerful are trying to find a quicker way to get their goods from the east side to the west side. I'm on the east side, I'm on the west side. And so this trade road has been proposed, and after several rounds of negotiations and pushback, it's been decided that there is a relatively narrow passage, or a relatively narrow part of the Deeps, where they can cut their way through and make this trade road. It is ultimately going to cut about a week to 10 days off of their trade route, or their trade route to go up and around the Deeps. And so that's where our story kind of picks up. That's chapter 1. And so after that, I will introduce, well, maybe I'll add a little bit more to the world. So up north, on the north end of the deeps, we've got the twin capital cities of Eastshore and Eastcoast. Eastcoast sits on the coast side of the cities, and then we've got Eastshore, which sits on the shores of a massive Great Lake. And they kind of skirt the north end of the deeps when they're going west, and so there's kind of a direct trade route between the Twin Cities and another city, the northern city on the western side of the continent, called Basinview, and that is where Chapter 2 is right now, is traveling between the Twin Cities and Basinview. And then down south, kind of on the coast, more or less lateral to Kingston's Bluff on the west side, is another city called Westport. Very specific. It is not Westport. It is Westport, and the citizens and the people who live there get very irate when people call it Westport. It is Westport, named after a general named Wes Andronis. And so those are kind of the four major cities that are going to be coming into play throughout the first two chapters, at least. Kingston's Bluff being our introduction in chapter 1.